Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about all things financial literacy. And today we're going to be discussing a Chase personal loan that you can get. You don't even have to fill out an application. And I'm going to go through the entire process, exactly how it works. In order for you to do this, you do need to be a Chase customer and you do need to have a Chase credit card. But don't worry, I'm going to give you some data points and some strategies and how you can do that and then how you'll be able to take advantage of this loan as well. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, some of you may or may not have heard of this Chase loan product, but it's called the My Chase loan. If you open up your Chase app, again, some of you may have even seen this offer, but you may not have known exactly what the offer was. So let's go over a quick insight about this, and then we'll get into the difference between this, another Chase product that's offered, and then the pros and cons. We'll go over some data points and tips, and then last, a strategy about how anyone can get this when they join Chase. Now, the My Chase loan is a feature that is offered with Chase credit cards. It allows you to borrow money from your card's available credit limit. So you pay back a My Chase loan over a set period of time, and it's based on the loan amount with a fixed annual percentage rate. And because the My Chase loan will use an existing credit card's available limit, there is no application and there is no credit check that's required. It provides a portion of your card's existing limit. And I just want to make note of that. It is a portion of the existing limit, which means you cannot use the entire limit, or at least to my knowledge, you can only use some of it because they still want you to have the features of a credit card. So money can be deposited into a checking or savings account that's normally used to pay an eligible credit card. So it'd be the same checking, the same savings that you currently have with Chase. It can be directly put into that account, and it seems to range from up to 24 hours to maybe even 2 or 3 business days. It just can vary depending on the time that you're requesting this My Chase loan. Now, there are 2 separate options that I know it's going to come up and be a question. So I just want to answer it now, but understand this video is about the My Chase loan, not the My Chase plan. But I just want you to know the difference because, once again, it's going to come up. So I might as well answer the question now. The My Chase plan is a financing option that's available to consumer Chase credit cards, so personal credit cards. And, such as the Chase Sapphire Reserve or the Chase Freedom Unlimited. But the plan is similar to the American Express Planet feature. You may have seen that if you are an American Express customer, but pretty much it operates the exact same way, where Chase cardholders can repay purchases of $100 or more across a selected number of months with a monthly fee. So the My Chase plan monthly fee can be up to 1.72%. At the time of recording. Again, if you're doing this, check the new rates. It can change, but as of the time of recording this video, it should be up to 1.72% of each eligible transaction. And this fee varies based on factors such as the amount being financed and the plan duration or the repayment period. And this is usually less than any interest charge that you would have accrued if you just carried the balance over. So essentially, the Chase plan doesn't charge you interest. It does have a monthly fee. But when we're talking about interest, a lot of credit cards, if we're looking at the prime rate right now, which the prime rate is like the standard rate that usually everyone is charged, then, it can vary, right? But I would say like for a good credit card, you might get as low as like 10.99. If you even see that 11 to 12%, you probably only see that with credit unions. With banks, you probably see anywhere between like 17 to 18, all the way up to around 29% for interest. So to only have a monthly fee of 1.72% is really, really low. I mean, that's fairly close to getting it for zero and being able to carry over that balance. But again, it's only for a transaction, a purchase, a particular purchase that you're trying to pay over a certain period of time. So I went ahead and did a screenshot of what this looks like. So as you can see, it's a transaction for a Lyft ride on March 4th. and you have a payment plan option that's available to you. So the first one shows $35.97 for 3 months, and this amount includes a monthly fee of 60 cents with no interest. The second one is $18.32 a month for 6 payments, and this amount includes a monthly fee of 63 cents with no interest, but again, you're paying the monthly fee. Then it's $9.55 a month for 12 months, and this amount includes a monthly fee of 70 cents with no interest. So it's just giving you different options that you can pay off this amount, and the amount has to at least be $100. Cardholders must pay at least the minimum balance on their card each month. So they're ensuring that you're going to be paying that off, but keep in mind, it's added on to the minimum payment. So it's going to be the minimum payment plus whatever this is. And again, this is the My Chase plan, not the My Chase loan. I just know it's going to come up, so I want to touch on it very, very briefly. And now let's get back to the My Chase loan. And this is how you sign up for the My Chase loan. The offer will appear on eligible credit card accounts when you sign into chase.com or the Chase mobile app. Offers might also be sent in online communications. So some of you may have already gotten this, and maybe that's the reason why you're watching this video. You just wanted more information about it. The My Chase loan can be requested by the primary card holder, but it can also be the secondary card member or an authorized user. Just keep in mind there are others who will have access to this feature. You can usually set up My Chase loan in 3 steps. Choose your loan amount. It has to be a minimum of $500, so keep that in mind as well. Choose your payment duration based on your loan. We already went over the different options there, and have the money deposited directly into your bank account in as little as 1 to 2 business days. Eligibility is based on a variety of factors, such as your credit profile, your card's credit limit, and past account behaviors. Additional conditions might prevent your My Chase loan offer. For example, My Chase loan is currently not available to customers within the first 180 days of an account being open. So you have to have your Chase card open for at least 6 months before you can even use this option. Now, if you're someone who already has a personal Chase credit card and you've had it for 6 months, you can take a look at getting this. It might be an option that's presented to you, but again, it's all based on your account behavior and your credit profile and your credit card limit. So there are a few things that you have to have in place in order for you to take advantage of this feature. Now, I want to touch on the pros and the cons. I know that this probably seems like, oh, that's a great option if I have a good relationship with Chase and maybe I have, a very, very large credit limit, but it can also be kind of bad for your credit score. However, let's start with the pros. No credit check. When you're applying for personal loans, usually it requires the lender to check your credit profile. That results in a hard inquiry, but not with the My Chase loan. Traditional personal loans are usually met with a lot more scrutiny. So this one, it's not the exact same because it's based off of the credit card that you have. There is no origination fee. Sometimes these are things that are required for other personal loans. For example, there are loans where if you got $50,000, they may have an origination fee for $3,000. So right off the bat, you're not even going to get the full $50,000. There's also some pay later products that also have an origination fee. So it's straightforward repayment, and you can make the My Chase loan payments just by paying the minimum amount due on your credit card bill as usual. There's also early payoff options, so you can pay off your My Chase loan balance early without any penalties by paying your credit card statement balance in full. Now, here are the cons. Remember that the My Chase loan does use your available credit limit. Now, it's only a portion of it, but you can still use your credit card for purchases. They want you to have the amount that you can actually use and still make transactions as normal on the credit card. But this will affect your utilization. It's a personal credit card. So if you use too much, it might take it from 10% to 30 to 35 to 40, potentially even 50. And depending on how much you're using, that will lower your credit score temporarily. I have seen people use this for like $13,000, $15,000, and they pay it off, and it's way cheaper. I mean, think about that, $15,000. I have a business loan that has around, almost 11, 12%, and the interest is really high if you ask me. When I could have done something like this, and it would have only been 1.72% for the monthly fee, which would have been absolutely nothing. Like, think about it. It was 70 cents per $106. I mean, that's nothing. So this would be a better option. It just depends on your situation and how long you plan to have it out, and if you'll be doing anything with your personal credit in the meantime. I also want to raise another concern for you to be aware of, but the interest on the APR. Not everyone will get the same APR when it comes to this particular loan. 1.72 seems to be like the most ideal situation for the monthly fee, but I have seen where things happen with promotional APRs on the card and people get confused about the minimum payments. So you do want to be aware. Each My Chase loan offer will include an APR on the number of billing periods. Remember, you only have a certain amount of time to pay it off. You have 3 different terms. So if you do a 3-month, but then you go past the 3-month, the APR has a certain amount. So it will take paying the balance in full in order for you not to owe any interest. The APR charge on a My Chase loan is based on several factors, but is typically lower than your credit card standard purchase APR. You may be able to view the total estimated interest when you're setting up a My Chase loan. So again, keep in mind, you have 3 different time frames. If you go over that time frame, there will be an APR that you have to pay. Sometimes there's a promotional one that's very low, and then it can get extremely high. You need to be aware of all these, so read the fine print. Now, the exact amount of interest charged each month of the My Chase loan term, again, will vary based on the balance that's remaining. The loan balance will be higher towards the beginning of a plan, so the portion of each payment made up of interest charges will also be higher. As you begin to make regular payments and reduce the overall balance, the interest will also decrease. They will sometimes, again, offer a lower promotional APR. If you don't pay attention and the promo expires, you could be paying a lot more. I just want to make that a point because, you know, if you think that you may need more time, take the longest term and read the fine print to know that if you go past that time frame, how much would you be paying in the APR for how long? It may be low for the first, 3 months after your term. And after that, it may jump to 29%. I'm not saying that it will. I'm just throwing it out there that that's how high it can get. And if you have a very large balance around $15,000 to $20,000 that you took out, that could start racking up interest very quickly and could almost be, impossible to get out of. And you don't want to be, using this for something to help you make money. It end up defaulting and then costing you a lot, or your credit score, or a lot more money than you initially intended. For those of you who don't have Chase yet, or even for those of you who do have Chase and you're thinking, wow, I want to use this, but I need a higher credit limit. Well, I went over this in another video, but I want to kind of touch on it again, but in terms of this My Chase loan. If you want to get a higher credit limit for Chase, historically now I have seen it, you need to have higher personal credit card limits. So I would suggest, if you want to take advantage of this, look at all your other credit cards, call everybody else, raise the credit limit if you have not done so already. Raise the credit limit. Chase is likely to approve you for a credit limit that's similar to the highest limit of your other personal credit cards. All right. So if you have credit cards that are, 5, 6, 7,000, that may be all that you have for Chase right now. Raise those up to maybe 15, 16, 17, 20,000. That may be what you have later on. And then it can be, 30, 40, just depends on what you have. And you also want to have a good relationship. You want to have a personal bank account. You want to have other personal credit cards with them, and they will historically grant higher limits to clients that use their products and their services. The other trick that I recommend, high limit credit cards. So there are certain credit cards that you can get with Chase that have a standard of a certain limit. For example, the Chase Sapphire Reserve card has a starting limit of $10,000. However, some cardholders have reported that they've gotten limits as high as $80,000. So imagine having that and then trying to use this My Chase loan, and you only have to pay a monthly fee of 1.72%. That is amazing. So I put a few of the cards down here that I recommend that have high limits. Of course, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, there's the Southwest card and the United card. And you can kind of identify the cards that normally have higher limits, honestly, by the annual fee. Usually cards that have high annual fees, they'll have higher starting limits just because the benefits with them are normally associated with a higher spend. So of course they expect the person with this card to be spending a lot more money on the card, which would give them reason to give you a higher limit. But in turn, it would also give you more money to use for your My Chase loan. So just think about it like that. And if you're not currently a Chase customer, what I would do is open up a personal checking and savings account with them. If you already have a great score, then you can apply for one of their higher limit credit cards right away, use it responsibly for the next 6 months, and then raise that limit up. And then you'll probably be met with a My Chase loan offer in that 6-month time frame. Now let's go over a few data points when it comes to getting approved for Chase products. And these are usually about the same standard for personal and for business, just so that you're aware of what you're looking at in order to get approved for that loan. Your credit pool will vary by the state that you're in and what card that you are applying for. But historically, Experian FICO Bank Card 8 is the primary pool for Chase. That's including the personal. Historically, that's the primary. So if you have a very good FICO 8 bank score with Experian, then this should be very easy for you. I would look at a 680 plus for those higher limit cards. And if you are at a 680, you definitely want to have a relationship. Anything 750 or above, you should be able to walk in the door and then you should be able to go right into it and get one of these cards. Now, utilization, you want below 30%, but ideally you want below 10%. 30 is fine, but 10% will be the best, or even below that. I would say just keep it where you're at least above like 3 because you want to show some usage. No recent late payments in the last 12 months, less than 3 hard inquiries in the past 6 months, and less than 3 new accounts in the past 6 months. No charge-offs, no collections, no major derogatory marks. You do not want those. Now, the 524 rule. Chase has a 524 rule that is, again, we talked about this. It's an unwritten policy that prevents you from being approved for new Chase credit cards if you have opened 5 or more accounts with any bank in the last 24 months. Even with excellent credit, you're likely to be denied for certain Chase credit cards if you've opened too many credit cards recently. Now, if that does happen to you, like let's say you are an authorized user on a credit card and the system automatically thinks that you've opened up, 5 accounts, you can actually call the Chase reconsideration line, talk to someone from underwriting, and explain that situation to them. If you meet all the other criteria, but we're just talking about this little hiccup with the 524 rule, in an instance like that, you can call them, plead your case. You should be able to get approved for the card still, and you shouldn't have any issues. And hopefully, again, the higher the limit that you get, the more likely that you are to get the My Chase loan with higher and higher amounts. And I really do like this product because, rates like that, you really can't beat. And it allows you to use your card, your personal credit card. The only thing I hate is that, of course, it does affect your utilization. But the higher your credit limit, the less effective it will be. So it just kind of depends on you and what you have available. But even for little quick loans, I think this is a great option for you. And the last thing I want to do is take you to the website. I like to do this so at least at the time that I recorded this video, this is what it looked like and this is what was offered. So it says turn available credit into a lower APR loan with no application or credit check that's required. You don't have a Chase credit card, find a card that fits your needs. And then My Chase loan, take advantage of credit you already have on your credit card to get a flexible, lower APR with funds that are deposited directly into your bank account. Again, no credit check, lower fixed APR, no fees, no origination or early payoff fees. Plus, My Chase loan will use only a portion of your card's available credit so you can continue to use your card for purchases. Now, set up your loan in 3 steps. You would choose your loan amount. It's going to look like this. Very, very simple, very, very easy. And 2, choose the payment duration. Number 3, receive the funds directly into your bank account in as little as 1 to 2 business days. And that is it. It's very, very simple, very, very straightforward. I'll leave a link in the description for this so you can come here and again, make sure that at the time that you're watching this video, that this is still available. Everything is the same. And please read the terms and conditions because those do change. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this content. If you're new, welcome. Leave a comment. Let me know. I definitely would want to welcome you here. And go to the website and download that free credit pool guide if you have not already. I'll be updating some information on that soon. And if you have this My Chase loan, please comment with your experience. How did you like it? Were you able to get a portion of your credit limit, or was it 50%? Let us know what the percentage range was. What was your experience with the APR, and overall, how was your experience with the product? Again, we all want to know this information. It just helps us grow as a community so we can all benefit from all of these things that are being offered. Once again, thank you for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day.